Yo guys, what is up? It is me and I'm back here with yet another video, and today, as you can see, we are in the creator class menus, and that's simply because I was just asked to show some of my class setups, and I gotta say I have quite a few of them. So in today's video I'm gonna just go through all the class setups that I have, and I think that most importantly in this video I'm gonna try and explain the thought process behind my classes, because there is one thing for me to just show you my classes, like that's how it is. But I think for you, it's just more important to just learn the process behind creating a class that will suit your playstyle. So I will get into it here and there, but if you will need me to just clarify something for you, then definitely ask me down in the comments. So here we begin with the Vapor XKG, and this is the current class that I run on it. And this is a pretty old class, but it works pretty well. I feel like you could be effective with it as well. So as you can see, we have the red dot, fast max, suppressor, stock. So for AR specifically, you will see this on more of my class setups. I just go with speed and mobility. So as you can see, we have stock for mobility, then we have fast max for speed. Silencer, it's just a handy thing to have, at least on the Vapor X. I like to have a couple of like stealth classes in the mix, so Vapor X is just one of them. Then we have the stim shot. This is like the building block of pretty much every single of my class setups. Then we have some perks. Ghost, well, this is kind of a debate, because in my opinion in this Call of Duty there's just way too much things to actually counter this perk, so it might be kind of useless. I will try to rework the class, and if I do so, I'm gonna post some updated pictures under some of my videos in the future. But if you feel comfortable with something else, like, you can definitely go with that. Silence, I don't know, even like change up the class a little bit so it suits you. But Ghost, I wouldn't really be too keen on it. Then obviously we have Scavenger, that's just a must-have if you want to go on streaks. Then we have Gung-Ho. Some people prefer Dexterity, some people go with Gung-Ho. I don't really know. Honestly, I just go with what I feel like, and currently I'm just running with Gung-Ho, so that's what I will go with. So that will be pretty much about the first class. Let me move in for class number 2. So here we go, we have the Maddox right here. Pretty much the same old shit. As you can see, stock for mobility, fast max, quick draw, because this guy actually offers quick draw, and that's a really nice advantage to have, so definitely go in with that. A lot of people run with quick draw too, but I prefer this type of a setup. I don't want to sacrifice fast max for a quick draw, because I find that they actually help me quite a bit in sketchy situations when I want to go on fast streaks. It's just a battle of priorities. I would rather go with the overall speed, like I can switch my mags faster, like, you know, be more aggressive while I actually play with this weapon. So that's just what I'm going with. As you can see, for the perks and gear, we have pretty much the same stuff as on the Vapor X. So let me actually move on. So here we go with my first SMG class. As you can see, we have the SOG 9mm, and this is just my heavy rush type of class setup. This is what I will use on Nuketown, on firing range. What else do we have? Some small maps, you know, it really depends on how I'm feeling, like how I want to approach the game, but this is just my rush heavy class. As you can see, speed, mobility. I like to have these type of abilities pretty much on every single of my weapons. And then the type of thing that I like to do is that I like to go with double fast mags, and what this actually allows you to do is you can actually double tap your reload button, whatever you have it mapped to, and it will actually switch the mags like super quickly, but you will lose all the remaining bullets in that mag. So hopefully that makes sense, but I find it actually super effective while I'm actually going in hard. Like if I want to push the spawns or something on Nuketown, this is a pretty nice thing to have. And as you can see, gear always the same. And in this class setup, as I said before, in the Vapor X one, I'm actually giving up Ghost, because when I'm rushing heavy on such a small map, I feel like it's pretty much pointless. Like, and the enemies are somehow going to know where I'm at pretty much all the time. It's just all up to me to actually like switch my location and just play them properly. So this is just the explanation on why am I actually not running Ghost on this one. This is actually my second SMG class. I don't use it too often, but as you can see, we have the Cordite, we have Grip, FMJ, and Extended Mags. This is the type of class that I will pull up on a short range map when I have a lot of enemies playing with armor, because obviously I'm using the FMJ, which helps you penetrate armor easier. So this is kind of what I will do. Grip just to help to keep the recoil under, and then obviously extended mags. Pretty nice attachments to have. Obviously, I used to do a bit of rapid fire before, but I feel like if you're playing on a decent connection, you know, the default fire rate is pretty much okay. At least that's just how I feel about it. So this is what I prefer on the Cordite. And now about the perks. Actually, as you can see here, I'm actually using Ghost, and I don't have anything in perk 2. Why? Because this is quite an old class setup, and if I would play with the weapon now, I would actually go with Gunho instead of actually Ghost. So this would probably be the class setup for now. So feel free to copy it down, but in the meantime, let me move in to the next one. So here is pretty much like, this is pretty much my S&D class setup. As you can see, the Paladin HB50 with the Strife pistol, the perks, Tag Mask, Flak Jacket, Ghost. This is what I like to use in S&D. One thing that I would probably change here on this class setup, I like the FMJ sight loader. Probably would go with the stabilizer right here. Okay, there we go. Reduced weapon sway, just more accuracy overall. That's what you like on a sniper. And I would switch Ghost for Dead Silence. And I think that this class setup would be suited pretty well for S&D. So if you are an S&D enthusiast, so feel free to copy it down as well. And as you can see here, this is my KN class setup. Same rules apply. I don't think I have to say shit about this. I feel like the KN is a little bit slower in terms of fire rate. So using rapid fire also helps on a laggy connection. So this is probably what I would use on a laggy server on a map such as like Icebreakers or something. So that's just my go-to. Gear and perks, pretty much the same good old shit that I use for ARs. So this is my GKS class, actually inspired by Team Memory. I was kind of like, why is this guy using a suppressor on the GKS? Let me try it out. Let me actually work out a class setup that I would like to use. And this is kind of what I ended up with. As you can see, we have the quick draw grip and a silencer. And I feel like this works pretty well. The only thing that I would say about it is that you will need a pretty nice connection to make this shit actually work. Because if you put a silencer on a weapon, obviously the damage drops down. And the GKS isn't like the highest damage weapon at all. So just keep that in mind while you actually play with this. Obviously Ghost, I would go rather with Gunho. So that's the class. That's how it would look like right now. So here we have my Spitfire class. I think this is a pretty classic class setup. Let me actually repair this shit. Same rules apply. This is what I like to use. Quick draw, extendos, fast mags. Pretty regular. Pretty nice on maps like firing range. That's where I use it a lot. Class number 9. Again, we have a different variation of the SOG. This is what I would probably use on a larger map. Let's say slums or something. If I want to use the SOG. So I would just like switch up the attachments. I would go with the grip. So I would be like more accurate on longer distances. And then obviously we have just the one fast mags and no stock. So this is the go-to SOG long range type of class setup. Number 10, we have the ABR. Same rules as every AR, but I would recommend to skip this one because I feel like after some patches it just doesn't feel as OP and strong how it used to. If you want like a burst type of weapon, I would definitely recommend the Swordfish and a pretty similar type of attachment setup. Just go with speed and mobility. That's just what I always recommend. And this is actually the SWAT RFD, the DLC weapon that you could get by completing the operation. So same rules, same shit. Nothing has to be set. So those are pretty much the class setups that I run at this moment. So as I said though, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them down in the description. Before you go though, definitely don't forget to check out the team that I've upstone for, which is obviously Spade. And in the end of the video, if you care about it, then definitely stop by some more content on the channel because some videos will actually pop up in the outro. But before we get to that part of the video, enjoy some of my highlights from before. So have a nice day and I will see you here pretty soon.